The wife only allowed her husband to go play alone in the sea after he told her to apply sunscreen, but when the wife woke up, she found that her husband who had gone to the sea had mysteriously disappeared, and even his phone was unreachable. She asked the young couple nearby if they had seen her husband, but the couple had just arrived as well. Frightened, she quickly draped the light jacket over herself and walked towards the beach. However, after asking all the tourists, she found no trace of her husband and realized he might have drowned. Lisa quickly sought help from a lifeguard on the beach and then went out to search by speedboat. However, after searching the sea for a long time, they found no signs of any floating objects on the surface. By now, her husband had been missing for 3 hours. Helpless, Lisa ran to the police station to report. Surprisingly, the police laughed when they heard about her husband's strange disappearance. Since the beach was very small, they couldn't find anyone after 3 hours her husband had sneaked off to have fun. Then, the police briefly noted it down and told Lisa to go home and wait. She didn't know this wait would last a month. During this period, Lisa came to that stretch of sea every day, lost in thought, trying to find any clue about her husband. Yet, her husband never appeared. However, on this day at the hotel, she suddenly received a phone call. Overwhelmed with excitement, she initially thought it was her husband. After answering, I realized it was a hotel sales call. For a moment, Lisa fell into deep despair, wondering where on earth her husband had gone. Since the summer vacation had passed, Lisa had to return to school to teach the students. On her first day at work, she found out the safety officer she had asked for help was her new student. What puzzled her even more was that Jack would always initiate a conversation whenever he saw her, even inviting him out to dinner in the evening. Lisa knew what the other person was thinking, so she decisively refused her because she firmly believed that her husband was still alive. The first thing she did upon returning home was to open her husband's computer and review past work videos. To her surprise, she discovered that a mysterious woman frequently flirted with her husband, with their conversations clearly revealing the woman's affection for him. Lisa sensed through her sixth sense that this mysterious woman was definitely suspicious and might even be connected to her missing husband, but she had never seen that woman before. She asked her best friend to check, but even her friend couldn't tell who it was. The next day, Lisa suddenly received a call from the police, saying that a male corpse had been retrieved from the sea. Wanted Lisa to come and identify. At first, Lisa thought her husband was dead. Unexpectedly, when she arrived at the morgue, she found that the deceased was not her husband at all. After noticing Lisa seemed somewhat pitiful, the police told her about a previous case where the husband also suddenly disappeared but returned home abruptly after half a year. During those 6 months, she had been fooling around outside with the little fox. Upon hearing this, Lisa's first reaction was extreme anger as she and her husband were already married. He was not at all the scumbag he claimed to be, so he angrily returned home. But when she got home, she felt a faint unease. Could her husband really have a problem? She remembered the mysterious woman in the video and checked her husband's computer, finding her very enigmatic. Almost every time the husband took a photo, her figure appeared, and as time went on, the mysterious woman's expression grew angry, constantly glaring at him with a fierce look. Sensing that this woman might be her romantic rival, Lisa immediately rummaged through her husband's wardrobe, searching for any traces. Sure enough, after some searching, she found a diamond bracelet worth 100,000 hidden in her husband's clothes. Yet she had never seen this bracelet before. Filled with suspicion, Lisa went to the bank to check her husband's transactions, only to find he had withdrawn a large sum a month earlier. But she clearly remembered her husband claiming there was no money in that account. This made her deeply distrust her husband. Before she could gather more clues, an investigator suddenly awoke, suspecting her husband of embezzling public funds. Though confused, Lisa cooperated with the police investigation. After the police left, Jack suddenly knocked on Lisa's door and confessed his feelings without preamble. Lisa rejected him again. Undeterred, Jack proposed to help Lisa investigate her husband's whereabouts, knowing she'd been tracking him. To find her missing husband, Lisa agreed. The next day, they staked out his office building, tailing the mysterious woman after work. They followed her to a pharmacy where she bought medicine, nothing unusual. By midnight, Jack escorted Lisa home for safety after the woman returned. At dawn, Jack parked outside the woman's house and deliberately deflated his tire. He then knocked on her door, claiming his tire was punctured, and asked to borrow a jack, expecting refusal. Surprised when she fetched it, captivated by his handsome appearance. While returning the tools after changing the tire, Jack suddenly requested to use the bathroom. Against expectations, the woman kindly invited him inside. Inside, Jack scrutinized every corner but found no signs of male habitation. Emerging from the bathroom, the woman unexpectedly asked, Though only borrowing the bathroom, the hostess became enamored with Jack's looks and even invited him to stay for dinner. Learning Jack was single, Jessie offered to set him up with someone. Unaware Jack had read her intentions, he deliberately left his business card. After leaving, Jack immediately reported everything to Lisa. His infiltration of Jessie's home was to help find her missing husband. Discovering no evidence of her husband at Jessie's, Lisa asked Jack to investigate the mysterious woman's home again. Left with no choice, Jack once again went to Jessie's house under the pretext of inviting him for barbecue. He successfully coaxed Jessie and stealthily infiltrated the house. Unbeknownst to him, there was a basement hidden beneath the house containing a girl identical to Jessie. She had been confining a man daily. Could this be the missing husband of Waisana? Jack suddenly noticed a dazzling trophy in Jessie's house and casually picked it up, completely unprepared for what happened next.
What's that?
Whoa! This startled Jack, who immediately apologized.
It's associated with numerous personal memories.
This incident made Jack suspicious of her. He promptly informed Lisa about this discovery. Upon hearing the winner's name on the trophy, Lisa shuddered. She urgently opened a box her husband had previously hidden at home, revealing news about an athlete who died in a car accident 20 years ago. Only a pair of twin daughters survived. The name on the trophy matched that athlete exactly. Could Jessie be that athlete's daughter? To verify their suspicions, they sneaked into the property while Jessie was away. Just as they jumped into the yard, they spotted Jessie returning home, forcing them to flee and reconsider their approach. That evening, Jack texted Jessie inviting him to a bar. Surprisingly, Jessie agreed immediately. Under cover of darkness, Jack took Jessie to the bar while Lisa secretly infiltrated Jessie's house. While searching for her husband's traces, Lisa discovered an underground chamber containing a woman identical to Jessie. She turned out to be Jessie's twin sister. Learning Lisa came to rescue her husband, the sister invited Lisa to sit down. They revealed they were the athlete's twin daughters. Years ago, during a family outing, a boy suddenly placed a kite in front of their car, obstructing their athlete father's vision and causing a fatal crash. Though the twins in the backseat survived, their parents perished. Jessie always believed the boy killed their parents and sought vengeance. That boy turned out to be Lisa's missing husband, now imprisoned in the basement. As Lisa urgently tried opening the basement door, she didn't realize Jessie's phone had received a security alert. The revenge plot was accelerating. The woman was about to open the basement door to rescue the imprisoned husband when, unaware that Jessie was approaching with an iron rod. The next moment, when Lisa regained consciousness, she found herself and her husband both confined in the basement. Her husband became mentally impaired from long confinement. Lisa demanded why her husband disappeared 2 months ago. Only then did the husband reveal the truth. After applying sunscreen that day, he went swimming alone. Seduced by Jessie, he secretly swam around the rocks toward shore. After landing, he destroyed his phone. Intending to alert with Jessie, he was instantly injected with driver's journey. When he opened his eyes again, he found himself locked in this basement. Hearing this, Lisa was shocked. She never imagined her husband had turned into such a scumbag. Jessie then dragged them to the yard, threatening to execute them, forcing the husband to shoot Lisa or behead himself. Though he no longer loved Lisa, he wouldn't go so far as to kill her. As tensions escalated, Jessie's twin sister intervened. She secretly contacted the police and urged her sister not to be blinded by hatred, but Jessie refused to listen. At the critical moment, Jack suddenly arrived. Without a word, he lunged for Jessie's gun, only to be accidentally shot by her moments later. Then came an absurd twist. Jessie, panicking, lost her footing and fell into the cellar. While the torn police were, Jessie had frozen to death on the ground. Her husband was arrested and sentenced to prison for embezzling funds to buy jewelry. After these trials, Lisa could never return to her old life. She chose to stay with Jack, who had stood by her, started a family with him, and embraced a new beginning.
Thus, the film concludes.